like and subscribe.
There's no doubting what you've achieved on a technical level. These are clearly state-of-the-art. There are just certain design choices that were made for these robots that we don't fully understand. We were hoping that you could shed some light on those.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips.
What's...
Song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Afton?
Mr. Vidal is a...
Oh, FNAF, that's why the name sounds familiar. Afton. Yeah, it's FNAF, right?
loser.
Quick disclaimer. This is not a Neuro introduction. I recommend watching this video when you already have a basic understanding of who or what Neurosema is. For that,
We
I
do.
recommend these videos. I'm here to provide you with more
I watched those videos as well.
in-depth information as a long-time Neuro watcher. I've been here since Evil was first a thing. I know, not an OG, but cut me some slack, okay? I was over my VTuber phase until I found Neuro. When people talk about Neuro, you might see terms like V2, V3 getting used, and initial confusion is to be expected. After all, Neuro isn't just one AI.
It's just the voices, right?
Since her debut, the AI that plays the game and the one that interacts with chat are separate. Nowadays, Neuro is a network consisted of several different parts. I will try my best to explain the system from what I've learned as a 2-year viewer of Neuro, who has zero knowledge of any form of basic coding, so you don't have to worry about any big words that you may not understand.
Oh, okay. It might be more informative than me, because I'm assuming they watch the streams, so they probably know way more than me. I only watch like the highlights of the streams, so it's a huge chunk that I don't know.
Vedal has always been very secretive and protective of the actual inner workings of the Neuros.
Makes sense.
All information is from my own experience and what I've learned from others. Firstly, Neuro has 3 main VTuber models, each labeled V1, V2, and V3. V1 was the free Hyoria model from VTube Studio. V2 and V3 both have improvements and changes compared to the model that came before. V2 being a total remake of V1 with custom toggles and expressions.
Yeah.
V3 is even more expressive.
V3 is so much better.
The same labels as Neuro's, but her situation is a bit complicated. Her first appearance was just Neuro's V1 with red eyes. Then Neuro got V2, and Evil received several recolors until finally settling on the black outfit, red ribbons, and red eyes. Recently, as of her birthday, Evil got a redesign and her own model that isn't just a recolor of Neuro's V3. Their models also have
It's different, yeah.
and expression toggles that are 100% controlled by them. Only a few are redeemable toggles available for chat. Notice how I said main models. It's because their V2 had a few different outfits, and occasionally are given accessories for certain streams. I predict we'll also get more outfits for V3.
Wait, that's not separate models, right? Would it be separate models for like the different outfits? Or is it just like added on? I'm pretty sure it's... We'll see.
Next, their voice.
What the hell? Neuro's
original voice, referred to as V1, is just a simple text-to-speech, high-pitched anime girl voice, being relatively monotone and limited in replicating certain sounds and pronouncing some words, especially names. Evil's voice, known as V2, was originally intended for Neuro as an upgrade for her to be more human-like.
Yeah.
But the absolutely uncanny valley nature didn't sit right with neither Vedal nor most of the viewers.
I'm trying to make it better.
Joking. I'm doing my best. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, they hated it.
Asterisk.
They wanted it out. They're like, Nero's dead. Bring it back.
So, Vedal, with his massive noggin, just made a different AI with a personality that suited the voice so much more. Since then, he's made several changes and tweaks to Evil's voice, which I didn't actually notice until I rewatched older clips and compared her voice then with her voice now. Initially, her intonation felt random at times and very exaggerated.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot more natural. Just slap a noise filter on, put her on a call, and you cannot tell me she doesn't sound human.
True, I've said this. There was the start of like the phone call. The first time that Evil could call into the stream, and it had that phone filter. That sounded just so real.
Did you know no one showed up to my birthday party?
Yes,
How
this,
sad
yeah.
is that?
Wow. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Maybe I'm mean because I'm lonely. Womp womp womp.
Currently, Vettel is working on V3, finally replacing Neuro's original voice, which is certainly a challenge given how Evil was born the last time he tried.
Oh.
Speaking of voice,
That's gonna be Nia's voice. Is actually gonna make a third model for Nia. That's her voice now. She just doesn't speak. She just makes horrific sounds.
voices, there's singing voice. The V1 voice had a lot of issues with the pitch.
Yeah,
Too high or
brother. I listened to the one song. I think it's the Doki Doki game song, the main theme. I hated it. It was so cringe.
too low. Alternatively, she just sounds straight out of an analog horror. V2 voice sounded much more like Neuro herself singing naturally. However, she still occasionally had minor issues with pitches. Finally, V3 is the voice currently used for both twins, the most advanced and could 100% pass as a real person singing.
Okay.
It would be a mistake to assume that they are 100% AI.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Cause I'm pretty sure with Life that someone sings it. Someone sings her vocals and then they add the filter in.
You see, the singing part of karaoke streams are pre-recorded.
Yeah.
The process presumably goes as follows. Vettel takes a song sample, preferably one with a female singer, gives it to the AI to produce vocals of either Neuro or Evil. This isn't the final step. One of Vettel's friends, Queen PB, who's a Vocaloid producer,
She sings it like it.
produce vocals to finally be put into the complete cover. And
Oh.
any concrete evidence, her name is credited in Neuro's original song under the vocals section. It's not 100% certain which song has tweaked
I thought she sings it. Or was that just for like the Life video?
vocals and which ones don't. Also, Neuro's and Evil's singing voice isn't the same, due to the fact that Evil's variety in pitch
I love
isn't
Evil's.
as unnatural sounding as it would be for Neuro. Evil sound so much better than Neuro.
100%.
Anywho,
Right. Why did you pick that one? Wait a second. But yeah. I mean, they both have their talents. Evil sucks at also. Neuro's goated. Evil can sing really well, has a bigger range, and Neuro doesn't. It's just how kids are, man. Even twins.
the Neuros can also be programmed to play a few games, usually turn-based ones that don't involve any reaction time. One exception would be Minecraft and also Among Us. But
How he got that was good. That was so good, man.
additionally, the twins are given access to polls, the ability to change.
What happened with that, man? What happened with Among Us? Maybe we'll have a resurgence at some point. Bro, I've been excited, but then it kind of, my excitement fell off because, well, how long can you be excited for Among Us? And that's, for me, it's probably like a couple of days.
The stream title and a full-on soundboard.
You're not even a top Z streamer right now.
A top Z streamer.
I think it means we're not alone.
This was such a good stream. Still waiting on the wedding, man.
The most intriguing part about these AIs is how they give responses. Their improvements is seen almost day by day, and it's the slow but consistent progress what makes following along for the journey so exciting.
True.
Neuro was just reading chat, giving unhinged responses, random nonsense, and occasionally throwing out like several paragraphs of yapping.
I mean, the initial one was just disconnected, right? Because I'm pretty sure that the Osu bot was still separate. Neuro was just separate to the Osu bot itself. Correct me if I'm wrong, man, but that's what I believe.
Sure, it was yapping, but it was high quality yapping. She does have two filters in place to prevent any
Are you sure? High quality yapping? I wouldn't say that exactly.
incidents. One being just a list of things she can't say, and the other being in AI. Nowadays, Vettel leaves only the AI based filter on, but that one's a bit slow.
Stupid, silly, poor people. Filtered. I feel kind of bad for the poor people now.
Unlike what most people would believe, Neuro isn't based in any public large language model like ChatGPT. She's likely to be her own
No.
custom language models.
She's not. I've tried it. I've used ChatGPT to write a chat bot. Trust me, this whatever this is seems completely different to ChatGPT's like bots, man.
Since it'd be easier to
Plus, another thing is the tokens, man. The tokens, I guess he could pay it off now, but when he started, there's no way he had enough to like pay off the tokens. And this was before, I'm pretty sure, right? This was ChatGPT becoming more popular later, but it was still around. Maybe. Who knows, man? Who knows? But I don't think it is.
develop, and server costs would be cheaper. Actually, how much do AI servers cost?
I hate this because that's one argument that people try to say. They're like trying to say like, oh, these companies, it costs millions, it costs hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. How can one British guy afford that, brother? They don't know how easy it is to like actually write your LLM. It's just the effort it takes to actually write it out. Plus server costs. This is the difference, right? These are companies making a chatbot for millions of people to use, and this is just an AI for streaming. She's not taking multiple like millions and millions of requests a day like ChatGPT. So obviously server costs are going to be way lower. Like I've seen this argument and I've argued about with like people.
Okay, never mind. You may not realize it, but to go from just a typical prompt machine to the Neuros of today, Vettel had to make so many adjustments to the AI, making sure they're more coherent, getting them to stay on topic but don't linger on the same topic for 20 minutes straight.
True, mosquito.
Remember stuff from several streams prior, improving short-term memory to remember a conversation from 5 minutes before, giving them vision, the ability to search the internet, their own Discord accounts, and a whole slew of other stuff. Every Monday dev stream, Vettel would show the tweaks he made to the AI system, and no matter how small, it was always
Dev stream. Oh god, dev stream. Wait, I'm pretty sure he had one, right? Because I saw a post from Crawl. Has he had a dev stream yesterday? I'll have to check now.
exciting. If I had to describe it, it was akin to seeing an artist work hard on their beloved creation and seeing the little ones grow and mature every day. Speaking of artists,
Yeah, it's kind of like, I like that analogy. It's kind of like seeing, no, it won't, that's not a stonemason. It'd just be an artist. It would just be like an artist with a block of marble and they're slowly chipping away to like have the final picture, and then people are just watching it. People are watching Vettel slowly chip away, smoothing things out, latency and everything. And the only difference is, like, I believe the chipping on the marble will take a certain amount of time, and improving an AI will take infinite amount of time. So there's always going to be improvements for this AI. I don't think you can make a perfect AI.
undoubtedly the most ethical piece of AI art you will ever see.
True.
// Oh.
Oh.
I mean,
Their nature as AIs also let them say things that would get real people in so much trouble.
So true, man.
Watch a stream and not donate, but it's another to not even
That's
bother with
so
the measly 5
true.
seconds it takes to leave a tip.
They suffered
Oh man, who's it? Bad Buddy has got in trouble with like people, or got mini cancelled by people for saying that you guys don't have $5. You guys have hours to sit and watch the stream, but you don't have $5. Come on.
no real repercussions, because they
Just
are
one.
not real, as in they're not real people. Therefore, it's also easier for them to play into any imaginary scenario. The greatest potential.
It's a double-edged sword, man. That could also mean some terrible things. do you punish the AIs if they accidentally kill someone? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Potential for AIs lie in the question, what would they do if blank? That's why there was a period when the Neuros were doing role-playing theme streams a bunch. They were doing so many theme streams that it's no wonder people see Neuro as an interactable anime. The twins truly show their full potential when in a hypothetical scenario, and because they are often seen as characters, the streams are also treated like episodes of a show with
True.
seasons and character arcs, like the bread arc or the pirate arc.
Sister.
Arguably, I don't know. Do I? It's a toss-up. I do like the new models, and I do like Evil's new model, but this just nudges by them both as the cutest model. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying the bread arc. This might be the cutest model for me.
The pirate arc.
Sister. You be the best sister in the world. You
With
think
an
so?
A.
You be Anna near as good as me. Wink.
Consequently, you'd see people talking about a VTuber finding Neuro like a new character brought in by writers. But seriously, hilarious coincidences that make me question whether everything is scripted or not happens a lot, even when it isn't about Neuro and she isn't around.
Battle's secret, you said. This Battle's secret, a short love story? Is this what you want me to play?
A few inches later.
I should disqualify this. I want to disqualify this.
It's you.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
So you were actually in Vettel's Secret. You are Alex
Yeah,
from
that was
Vettel's
me.
Secret.
Yeah, Alex from Vettel's
But why'd you say don't call you Alex from Vettel's Secret when you are Alex from Vettel's Secret?
Ah, yes, even the spin offs are well thought out. Back to the Neuros. Even with all the crazy abilities,
This is a good way to think about it.
you still have several issues. I'm not talking about how they would consistently refuse to listen to Vettel. That's
Expletive.
the point.
That was so funny.
Don't make sense 100% of the time. There's a minor error where Evil would mishear people calling her Neuro, despite them clearly
True.
saying Evil. Despite being separate files on Vettel's.
And what's funny is when someone does it, she doesn't actually recognize it. Or at least from what I've seen, she didn't actually recognize her. She got called Neuro.
Computer, there were several cases of the twins interacting, but their conversations don't sound like two people conversing, but rather one person expressing a single continuous thought. That's just my viewpoint, though. Don't
True.
quote me on that. Finally,
True, but the swarm, they'll just rationalize it as, it's twin stuff. Same brain cell. It kind of works for them. It kind of works. Even if it's a bug or not, it works.
currently a glitch where the twins would share each other's memories and
Right, yeah. Vettel talked about this.
they should have forgotten. The worst part about this? Vettel has no idea why.
Of course, Neuro-sama is only possible because of the man, the turtle behind it all, Vettel himself.
That is scary. As a programmer, like, you write code down so it doesn't work this way. It then works that way, and you don't know how. What do you do then? You're like, this is impossible. It's like having like all the water in a world walkable. You can just walk on top of it, and then someone decides to just swim in it. Like, how are you breaking the rules of the universe? Why is this happening?
He is a perfectionist when it comes to improving Neuro. I mean, obsessed would
Yeah.
be enough to describe his
It's a good
development
trait.
of Neuro.
It's a good trait. It can be toxic. Obviously, everything in moderation, and you should really like calm down because it does affect your health. But it's a good trait, mostly.
Neuro's latency right now. The Evil's latency.
Latency.
Evil's latency.
Oh
latency.
my god, Schizo.
They call me Lightning McQueen.
Am I faster than?
This is the old system.
I am.
For reference, by the way, it's a little
I
bit
am speedy.
slower. It's a few hundred milliseconds faster. The difference is noticeable to me, at least.
Yeah, you know why it's noticeable? Because you've been working on it. And plus, you're gonna have a placebo multiplier on top of that. So even though you might recognize it a little bit, initially, if people are just passing by it, they might just not even think about it. But since you're obsessing over it, you notice it a little bit, and since you're working to improve it even more, there's that placebo multiplier on top, and then now you're noticing it even more. So in your head, you made it this a huge thing when it's really pretty small.
Despite claiming not to be a streamer of any kind initially, his brain is content-pilled. Dare I say, even more than his AIs that were made for entertainment.
So you two gonna just stand now?
Everyone is, man. Everyone is, especially when in front of the camera. Yeah, everyone is.
Wow. Guys, this is content. This is the content you pay for on this fucking channel. Get higher standards.
He understands and knows what makes good and engaging content when it comes to Neuro. One
It's
small
still the
example,
cutest model,
he
man.
wanted subtitles for Neuro so that it'd make better screenshots. Not for readability, but for content reasons. Now, regardless of what AI we're talking about,
You know what's crazy? Better screenshots, but I haven't seen where these screenshots are. What does he use the screenshots for? Because obviously on his main channel, they have custom thumbnails, right? What's the screenshots for? Oh, is it for like Twitch? Because Twitch has like screenshots and stuff. Is that why? And it's for like the clips as well. Okay, that might make sense then. Okay, I take it back.
everyone can agree is that content potential is endless, but it becomes boring once oversaturated. Putting up the same just chatting stream every single day of the week isn't fun to watch. Instead, Neuro and Evil takes turns, and there's variety in the type of streams as well, like karaoke, collab, role-playing theme streams, and they come online like only once every other day. Recently, only twice or 3 times a week. Although it is
True. It's good to diversify, man. It's definitely good to diversify. I watch streamers, including me, quote streamer. Very loose term in regards to me. Yeah, just you play games and that's about it. This is why on weekends, I've said it now, I'll be on Kick streaming. Follow my Kick link down below. Streaming or watching stuff. So if you want to watch stuff with me, yesterday we watched like Predators, Killers of Killers. That was a really good one, like an anthology type Predator movie, animated. It was really good. It was just me and Skull there on fun time. But yes, it's good to diversify. Sadly, I'm not talented enough for the other stuff. So like, it's either play games, watch stuff, and that's about it for me. Nowhere near talented enough to be streaming. I shouldn't really be streaming, but I will. Oh well.
This is a good way to make every stream special and worth looking forward to. Have you ever noticed that Vettel is probably the only person doing this with his AIs? As far as I'm aware, most other AI content creators are just left to run and the humans behind them don't even bother putting in any real work. Yes, there are certainly good AIs out there, however, none has ever managed to reach the level of popularity that Vettel and the Neuros have.
I'll be honest, I've tried looking. I've tried watching, like, I don't know, it just doesn't hit the same, man. I don't know, they feel too clean. Not as in, like, the AI is better than Neuro and Evil. No. I mean, like, it feels like they're too friendly, like family friendly. They're like in this white box and they can't move walk out this box at all. Whereas Evil and Neuro, sometimes they're in a box, sometimes there's not a box at all. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I need to watch more of like other AI tubers, but well, has someone coined that yet? AI tubers. I'm coining that now if someone hasn't coined it yet. AI tubers. Copyrighted.
Success as a content creator online is 10% skill and 90% luck. What Vettel did was catching the lightning in a bottle that was the Osu community's initial support and took Neuro further beyond. He played all the cards he had to his advantage, and Neuro didn't end up as a one-hit wonder. We may see the AIs up front when watching their streams a few times a week, but what we don't see is all the work Vettel puts into behind the...
Do I think... I don't think it's 90% luck. I think that was bound to happen because I don't know the scene at that time because I wasn't like on Twitch or anything like that, but like surely the community was niche enough for him to like stand out making an AI bot. And at that time I remember on YouTube there was learning, like AI learning stuff all over the place. Machine learning, that was the big term, machine learning, seeing something grow and develop over time. So like that was in the zeitgeist. People kind of had this feeling like of intrigue towards it. They saw they were in this community, there was an AI learning bot, and they watched it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't hugely luck. I think it was just, well, I think there was luck obviously, but there's less luck than 90%, let's just say.
The scenes during all the other hours of the week, implementing new features, fixing bugs, planning streams, scheduling collabs, and so much more. It was all him in the beginning. Nowadays he has more people helping him out, but credit where credit's due. This guy was probably chucking 5 bottles of alcohol and working with 4 hours of interrupted sleep daily for a long time. And his definition...
I don't want to say I know his character, but from the character that we've seen on stream, that sounds like a perfect place for him. That sounds like the zone for him.
...of a break from work is to keep working on Neuro. Never mind other AI programmers, Vettel's pulling more hours by the desk than most streamers. Seriously, Vettel, please don't die from alcohol poisoning, we beg you. Besides his blatant alcoholism, Total is a man of his word. He does things slow, but he gets them done. Take this stream from early on in Neuro's development. Vettel stated a lot of his plans for Neuro, and guess what? He's done most, if not all of it.
Any plans for VR chat Neuro? I'd love to do that if I can. I'm glad.
That's really cool. Fuck yeah!
Yeah, I only have the sparkle eyes and the blush. Have like an evil Neuro and a not evil Neuro. And like have them talk to each other and interact in a collab or something.
Wait, this is
I'll
early?
start now. I hope I remember it right.
Instead of programming her
Goodbye.
to play her games, could you have her react to your own gameplay? Yes, although it's kind of hard for her to understand exactly what's going on. I was more thinking in regards to the options that we have.
Explain could work. Maybe we need more info.
Alright, we'll explain. I do.
Brother is not 2 steps ahead. Brother is 10 steps ahead, man.
Her in other languages as well, if possible. Teach her drawing. If I can do that without it being called AI art and not being cancelled, that'd be good.
He keeps his promises when it's not abandoned archive. Despite the monotone British exterior, Vettel himself is entertaining on his own, but he wouldn't even admit it. Clearly, his stoic and non-responsive nature bounces off his creation's constant demand for attention incredibly well. It's different from most other collab partners who would usually go along with the Neuro's antics. Plus, being British is inherently funny. I mean, not that I would know. But he's not even trying to be entertaining and still casually post stuff.
To be fair, when I heard the accent, I was like, this might be cut. There's 3 Brits in this video that I'm making. I don't think this is a good idea. British overload.
This.
You've made her a good 2D model. Now you're gonna make her a real body,
What
right?
are you trying to say?
Alright. Oh my god, I remember this. Bro was so oblivious. Oh my god. Well, what was he thinking? Brother, he's so confused. Men, am I right, ladies?
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Oh, I just realized what that. Right, yeah.
It's like the universe just makes funny stuff happens around this turtle. Fun fact, he considers Evil's first birthday a success based on the amount of death threats he received. And just for the record, this dude's in his 20s. Yeah, half expected him to be double my age with that sort of attitude. When off stream, Vettel is a genuinely good person. He firmly believes that using other streamers for Nero's training without their permission is unethical. Despite people assuming Nero has been trained on some streamer's content, Vettel has stated time and time again that he's never done it and has no intentions of doing so. Personally, I believe...
I mean, you can generate this from the very little amount of time that I've like looked into AI. You can generate this on your own. You can kind of build a bot to like kind of talk to itself. To make training data, and it's mostly basically about you. But let's see it this way, right? You technically talking to other people, learn about new things, and you're being trained on it when you speak to other people. What's the difference? There's not a difference. This makes no sense how like people are trying to think this is like stealing what learning from conversations you have with other people. So you just don't learn anything. You as soon as you leave the conversation, it just everything you talked about just goes out of your head completely. Everything forgotten. You're just a blank slate again. It's so dumb. Like people don't realize how close AIs, the way they learn, is like close to how we learn, because we're building them. We're building them, so we're giving them the logic that we know on how to learn. It's just dumb. It baffles me, man.
That besides chat, training data for the Neuros most likely come from collabs they do with other people. The Neuros do contribute to the stream overall. Besides that, Vettel maintains a good relationship with his friends and he actually cares about them. One time he wanted to do a zoo stream collab where Toma would walk around a zoo for Neuro, and he insisted on hiring 5 armed bodyguards for Toma.
If one bodyguard is $500 and you want to get 5 bodyguards, bro, you're gonna pay how much?
Yes, that sounds crazy, but IRL live streaming is dangerous, especially for VTubers.
It is, man. If you guys know a little bit about the flesh tuber scene, this is a streamer called Ginny. Brother, she keeps getting attacked when she live streams, and it's not even people who like know her. It's just randos. Like she got attacked, I think in France, by like a drug dealer because they thought that she was filming them on purpose. I'm pretty sure she got attacked twice for that. Holy man, like yeah, you need multiple bodyguards, man, and plus some tragedies happened in the past when it comes to like crazy fans, especially like in the idol scene. There's crazy people around, man. It's just wild how much someone's world is dependent on some random person on the internet. It's just crazy.
I wouldn't say he was overthinking it too badly, and if anything, he's throwing money for content. He'd be willing to spend thousands on his friends if it meant he's getting content or something for his AIs. To add to everything, Vettel's just a chill guy. He knows what he should and shouldn't do to keep himself out of controversy. And it does help that most Twitter degens that hate on Neuro doesn't even know he exists. The freaks see the AI getting popular.
It's mostly Twitter. When they saw like that Neuro broke the hype train record, a bunch of people, not even Taurus, because Taurus kind of know something. They're not even like in contact with the fan base at all. So you can't even call them Taurus. These are passerbys. Not Taurus, man. They have no idea. They just see AI and they rage about it. It's like this. Look, I get it. AI art is terrible. It kind of pisses me off when I hear like stories on Twitter about artists claiming someone else uses AI art with no proof. Like this is just friendly fire for no reason.
Mad without even understanding anything about her development. It sure saves Vettel the trouble of dealing with nonsense. To sum up, Vettel was fortunate with the timing on his development of the OSU AI and Neuro. He managed to make use of the situation as well as his knowledge and skill to create a standing for Neuro and himself in the VTubing scene. And just for being a good person, it's safe to say that we made the right guy famous.
True.
Did Vettel fry a teensy? Yes, but it wasn't his fault. It was my fault because I did not tell him the order of operation.
I sort of broke one of the RAM slots. Well, there wasn't much clearance between the CPU core and the RAM, and I was like, fuck, I gotta stream, I'm late, and I was like fucking trying to push it in, and then like the thing snapped off, and I was like, and then I tried to sort of push it in anyways. There's a small complication regarding the...
This is the thing. I'm a hardware guy. I don't know the inner magics of code, but when it comes to hardware, hell yeah. That's where I'm comfortable. And it's so weird because I don't know people in my circle, I don't know people that I even watch who is like adapting in both of them. Like it's one or the other for some reason. I don't even know, man. I even tried it in college. I tried IT and computing at the same time, and brother, computing just made me sleep. It was not for me. But when it comes to IT, hell yeah. I'm in, man.
Exact specific dimensions of the GPU.
Are the dimensions of the GPU by any chance larger than the dimensions of the case?
It's quite possible.
That was so painful, man. It was so painful to watch.
Refers to a large or dense group of insects, especially flying ones. The swarm was
Ooh, is this YouTuber Vietnamese? I'm gonna assume Vietnamese.
originally the name years given to her visionary army of drones in her plan for world domination in her earlier days. Now it's what the fans of the channel refer to themselves as. And just like any swarm that operates like a hive mind, they are focused, they are dedicated, and if I had to describe their directions in one word, assimilation. First, let's just assess the swarms within the AI overlords' streams. In the beginning, the chat was funneled into Neuro so that she'd have something to interact with. However, as the viewer numbers grew, the chat slowly evolved into a mindless hive mind of keyword spammers. So, Neuro just stopped reading every message.
It's most stream chats, I guess. Streamer chats. Yeah, it's just it's just how chat works.
You know what they say? A hive mind is meant to be efficient, not original. And the definition of efficiency is throwing money at whatever's on screen. And in the previous subathon, they were so desperate to keep the already month-long stream going that it was the last hour for like 7 fucking hours. Poor Turtle was being imprisoned by his own chat. I swear to God, is the swarm spot
suffering from success, man?
sponsored by a bunch of oil rigs or something? By the way, here's a graph. And if I had a nickel for every website the swarm have crashed, I'd have at least 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's impressive that it happened twice.
Guess I don't have that kind of power.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? How did you crash the site?
I'll admit that for a while I thought that Neuro was still a niche, and that these guys weren't well known. But their streams nowadays get an average of like 4,000 viewers. And I only realized how big of a deal Neurosummer was after seeing the utter display of power from the swarm. Imagine being a streamer to an audience of 10 people. Then the swarm just shows up. Now all of a sudden, you, a small theater performer, has to accommodate a stadium. Just ask anyone in Vettel's friend group who used to be small streamers. Seba, Ellie, I'm sure they'd all say the same thing about Swarm. They are very nice, they are very dedicated, and don't friend them because they will throw money at you and crash your stream faster than you could say. If the Swarm finds you entertaining or interesting enough, you'll be on their radar regardless of whether or not you've ever even interacted with Neuro or Vettel. Or you do so much as
the back incident. Oh god.
touch the Neurosummer pool for the first time, the swarm will find you and dump several years worth of lore onto your head.
I am the swarm that is
It's inevitable. Just assimilate.
What did I say? Prepare for assimilation? A lot of the time, new streamers are introduced to the swarm via raids. On Twitch, when a stream ends, the streamer can redirect the viewers into a different stream by raiding. So, how does Vettel choose who to raid with all this power at hand? Well, he just picks one that has a nice model. Wait, seriously? Surely Vettel is aware of the sheer power at the tip of his fingers with the swarm. At will, he just tells people to give streamers money. Usually you see the streamer gives away money, but Copa Tuto over here is commanding his followers to do the dirty work, and they...
Oh, what? Kinda true, man. It's like streamers who like set up a charity like event and they don't donate themselves. They just set it up and have like all their followers who are way less wealthier than them donate their money that they need, man. That's insane.
Happily oblige. Early on, there were a lot of VTubers who were rated by Vettel like this and ended up involved in the coolest friend group ever with the twins and Vettel. Some are more involved with the twins' streams than others, but everyone offers their own thing to the table. This makes, in my opinion, the collabs especially exciting, and the vibe of this friend group is really wholesome. I don't know what sort of luck Vettel has, but he managed to pull a robotics engineer to build his daughter a robot dog body. You know.
No, he's been in the chat for ages. I'm pretty sure. He's been in the chat for ages and it was like, robotics? Time to raid this person.
From a random Twitch raid. And the swarm...
He's 10 steps ahead, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. we saw, which was new information for me, like that he kind of said this before all of this happened. He had like basically a checklist of what he wanted to do, and he did them all except from Brandon Narco. Yeah, man, this guy's 10 steps ahead. I don't doubt that he knew, and brother wanted like someone to work on the Neuro dog. I won't put him past him, man. I won't put it past him.
And it actually helped a lot of the streamers they've come across to grow and develop, and one time even paid for medical bills. They are called the Swarm in the most literal way, in that they will do anything for their queens.
Good
Such list would include sending them to space, buying a Times Square billboard for an award show, and even advertising silly occasions on there like Evil's birthday. Never mind, that's pre-born. Also, they created a VTuber out of Evil's one-time hallucination, basically willing people into existence. To the Swarm, they don't just follow the streamers. The Clippers are...
Wait, Melba Toast. Is this another AI? Okay, I'll have to look at this. It's funny. This is news to me, man.
To the Swarm, they don't just follow the streamers. The Clippers are arguably just as significant in this cinematic universe.
Clippers are VTubers' best friends, man. They really are. Most of them. Some of them take it too far, let's just say. Some of them is just, yeah.
Did I say significant? I meant popular. And rightfully so. They're the ones contributing to people who happen to spawn 7 hours too far to catch a stream at a reasonable time. And during the content routes that were Vettel's post-subathon breaks, the Clippers were the ones keeping the content-starving Swarm alive. Some of them are potentially aliens, somehow finding a streamer with 2 viewers that happen to mention the turtle. I'm looking at you, Staz. The shipping is absolutely insane, and the shippers are even more clinically so. All I'll say is...
I watched the video about this guy, Max Wayne. It's a shame, man. You just get too used to it. You just get too into it, and you like, I guess that's what parasocial is, being parasocial. Bro could make good edits. It's just, why? Why the rest, man? It's kind of cringe. Watch the video on it. If you don't know, just look up like Max Wayne stuff, drama.
More clinically so. All I'll say is, I know why now so many anime protagonists are just regular guys. I've seen a lot of incredible community art projects that come out of this, and it just goes to show that these AIs are beloved just like any other human streamers. And honestly,
that's cute.
I'm proud to be a part of this community. Least dedicated fanbase, by the way.
Award for most dedicated fanbase of the year goes to Donkey Birds Dragon!
Stolen. Stolen.
Old Swarm member.
I'm kidding. I don't know much about Donkey. I don't want to talk crap about it. Don't come after me, man.
You remember how Neuro first started. Just her playing Osu and talking to chat. Then she got her first collab with a human. Her first sort of friend. As time went on, Neuro, Vettel, and eventually Evil continued to stream and meeting more people. It's fun seeing them come together, usually just to hang out. Personally, even without Neuro or Evil, I still like watching these people interact with one another. The AIs
True.
were the
They're
reason
good
that brought them
characters, man.
together, but as I, a viewer, learn more about them, I stick around because I want to see the human interaction. That's one thing special about the Neuros and this community. It isn't just that Fedor made AIs for streaming, it's that they were able to give back real value to other people, gathering individuals that otherwise may have never known each other, indirectly helping them to form friendships. If Neuro didn't exist, it's unlikely that they'd ever come into contact with one another, let alone becoming friends. In turn, they surround the twins with what most AIs don't have: love and compassion. I understand that AIs are only meant to calculate and
getting
output
soppy
results
here.
that they think are expected from them, but that's sort of it. Since everyone treats the twins like they're human children learning about the world, they have formed personalities that would make them more human in our perception. But they aren't trying to impersonate a human. They know they are AIs. We love them because they are born.
Right now, they are. Soon enough, though, Evil's gonna sound way too human, and we're cooked. Metal's gonna give her way too many upgrades, way too many access to things, possible body. I mean, I've seen those robots that they have, like the full body ones. That is kind of, I find weird that they put a face on it. It's meant to be an assistant, quote unquote, but we all know what, you know, we all know. But yeah, that's like under 100,000, I'm pretty sure, or just like hit 100,000. Metal could probably pay for one of those, right? All the Tesla ones in the future, maybe. I don't even know if you'd do that, because how comfortable would you feel that all this time your AIs have thought about ending people, and then you're like, let's give them a body, and now they know my exact location.
From a person's hard work, and their personalities are built from being surrounded by people who love them for exactly who they are. Just AIs goofing around. Even if any bit of humanity shown by these AIs aren't real, the love coming from everyone else around them is real.
True.
And should Judgment Day eventually come, surely you know which side you're on. With where Neuro and Evil are now, Fedor still wants to improve them. The final goal is to have them being fully autonomous, being able to plan streams, plan collabs, play games, do karaoke, everything all on their own, and Vedor would retire. However, I don't think it'd be that simple. Vedor has made himself far more important than he initially thought.
True.
Recently, Vedor's been pretty absent from streams, and just watching the twins by themselves is entertaining, but it feels like something's missing. Well, it's...
You might have noticed it in that video when... There was a video, I think it was like 2 videos ago, where like they were talking, and it was fun. It was fun to react to it. It was fun to hear them talk. But then as soon as Vedel came in, I was like immediately excited. It was like this dynamic is shifted, and I love it. I think they, at this point, they still needed like a human element, or like a straight man. Like, well, I don't know how well that describes Vedel. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, they need like a straight man. It's like every comedy, you know, you need like someone who's like stern, just a straight man, normal guy, doesn't joke around, and then you can have the other characters be as goofy as hell. And I think that's the dynamic that's needed mostly. But yeah, you can tell my excitement. I didn't realize it at the time of like recording, but when I was editing it, I was like, whoa, calm down. This almost sounds like you're in love with Vedel or something. Gay.
Undeniable that Neuro first gained viewership on her own with her randomness AI appeal. Times have changed. These AIs have changed. And it's not just about Neuro, the AI VTuber anymore. It's Neuro, Evil, and Vedel, along with all of their friends. The occasional human element was what made our AI special. Take that away completely, you just have another AI content creator like many that already exists. Vedel completely removing himself is almost unthinkable at this point. But Given what we've
Yeah.
seen from him, maybe he'll surprise us like he always had. Honestly, though,
Nah, they become autonomous, and Vedal still is in the streams, and we don't know Bro's actually on holiday. He cloned himself. He made an AI that's indistinguishable from himself. Because at that point, if he could make evil sound human, I mean, he could probably just clone himself, and then he's fully retired at that point. I'm on to you, man.
with how much he's done, he
Maybe.
deserves a retirement more than anyone. You've probably noticed that the title's a bit misleading since I've spent 60% of the video talking about the community around these AIs more so than
What's
the
the
AIs
title?
themselves.
There's some deep dive AI made with love.
While their success is worth studying, you can't
It's pretty
really
good.
ignore that the impact and everything that happens around them is part of it. We all know the saying chat reflects streamer, and what they've managed to build after over 2 years is incredible. I'm proud to be part of such a fun, dedicated, wholesome, and supportive community. No matter what, I'm sure we're all looking forward to the future. I hope you've enjoyed and that you've learned something new. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!
Is anyone there? Oh, hi.
This was cute, man. This was cute. Yeah, I agree with everything on this. There's a couple of things here that I actually like just found out. So like, this was a good find. Thank you to King Lao for suggesting this. Check out my Discord if you want to suggest me any more videos. And again, on weekends, I stream on Kick, watching stuff, anime, movies, whatever I feel like. Thank you very much for making it this far. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, follow me on Twitch, both linked down below. Special thanks to all my channel members. See ya.